talked a lot about pace coming into this one. How big of a difference was the pace in the first half compared to the second half for you guys?
It was better because they had 34 paint points in the first half and only 20 in the second half, and so we were able to play better defense, which allowed us to get out and run. And so you can't play fast when you're taking out of the net every other possession.
And for Jason in this one, well, struggles from spotting up on jump shots kind of over the last week or so here, success going inside. What do you see as the balance for him in the shot selection area right now?
There's a difference between shot selection and shot making. I think he's taking good shots. He's just not making all of them. But I thought tonight he did a good job adjusting his game, getting to his spot, whether it was at the nail, whether it was in the post, and he drove with physicality, he drove with pace, and he made the right play. And as great as he was, I thought we played, great as a team. And there were times where he screened, there was time where he handled, and I thought he just did a good job of, one part of the game's not going well. How can I affect the game in other areas? And he did it with his drives, with his defense.
Joe, what is it like as the coach watching your team give up, I think, 11 offensive rebounds in the fourth quarter and overtime? And how did it feel when you guys finally started to secure some defensive rebounds?
Yeah, feelings are fleeting. I don't know. At the end of the day, it was just like, if you want to win, you have to play better. And so I go back to the first half. We gave up 34 points in the paint. The second half, we only gave up 20. Some of those rebounds we have to get better at. Some of them were tough bounces. But I thought at the end of the day, I expected this to be one of the hardest games of the year. And I like just how our guys responded to it.
And then you really went to KP in those big moments offensively. This was like one of those nights where you really had to go to him. Just how did he come through?
Yeah, that's becoming what we've talked about with our team is success looks different on every night. And so we went to KP, we went to JT, we went to D White pick and rolls in the middle of the fourth and a little bit in overtime, and then we went back and forth. And so KP did a great job getting to his spot, forcing the cross match, forcing mismatches, getting to the nail, doing what he's done best for a long time. And I thought we did a good job of just deliberately attacking the matchup throughout the game, whether it was Derek, Jason, whether it was KP. And then I thought Drew and Al did a great job.
Joe, what was it that made you think that this was going to be one of the toughest games of the year?
You just I saw a phrase and I have really bought into it of like expect the expected. I think everybody comes into a game like this and it's just like, oh, the Celtics are playing the Pistons, so they should win the game and they're just going to win the game. And they look at the record and they create this emotional mindset of like, oh, this is easy. And it's like, nobody's probably watched 5 or 6 Detroit Piston games and see how hard they play and how talented they are and how just because they're 2 and whatever, it doesn't mean that they haven't been in 10 close games that they could have won if the ball bounced their way. And we're coming off a West Coast trip, and each loss they're actually playing harder because they want to win. And so it's going to happen. And so I think if you manage your expectations, it allows for you to execute and play with the free mind. And that's what I told the guys before shoot around. I was like, you can't have any expectations to how you think this game is going to go because we just have to be ready to adapt and do what's necessary to win the game.
But at the same time, human nature is what it is. And I think it's pretty clear that these guys came out and weren't playing their best.
Yeah, no question.
At the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
What's the challenge there for you to get these guys to turn around, to go into halftime? What do you do? What do you say to come out and you have a 35-16 third quarter?
Yeah. No, I think to me, it's like I'm not worried about what happened in the first half. That's going to happen from time to time. I'm more worried about how we respond to it. And so it says more about our guys, how we responded to the second half than how it went into first half. So we're just not going to play perfect basketball all the time. So to have that expectation is just not there. But I like going to halftime and it's like, listen, like it's actually very simple. We had 34 points in the paint. We tried every coverage in the book, and none of them are going to work if you don't play hard. And, we turned the ball over. And so I think if you just focus on the details and the execution, you can chip away at it. And you kind of saw that from the guys. We got some stops. We chipped away at it. We got some easy baskets. And then, it became a game.
Coach, along those lines, what do you tell your guys at halftime? I mean, is everything you just said right there, the 19,
literally
down by
everything
19,
I just said right
and
there.
then the way they responded, like what do you see at someone like Jason Tatum? I mean, flirting with a triple-double the way he did, 10 assists, just the way he sort of handled the game, but in a very calm demeanor. What are you seeing out of him?
So that is exactly what I've been talking about for the last 2 weeks or so. That success looks different for Tatum. It looks different for every guy in our team, and it looks different for our team. And so tonight he was needed to do a little bit of everything. And like you said, his ability to handle and pick and roll, his ability to screen, his ability to get to his spot, his ability to defend, his ability to stand in the corner and empower KP, to empower D White pick and rolls. That to me is value. That is what success looks like. And so you're starting to see he doesn't come into a game thinking he's just going to affect it one way. He's reading the game and saying, tonight it calls for this, tonight calls for that, and just, looking at it from that perspective. And so that's value, that's leadership. And, we're talking about the starters, but I thought the bench, we don't win the game if those guys don't come in and make some big-time plays. Even though we were down, 19 at half, I thought Peyton, Sam, Nemi, and O'Shea, the energy they brought kept us in the game.
Joe, you guys had 10 turnovers in the first half, but just 2 in the second and OT. Is there anything you specifically credit that to? Any in-game adjustments you made, or just let it happen?
No in-game adjustments there. I just thought, again, like, if we weren't playing the Pistons, this wouldn't be as much of a deal. It was because we were playing a team that is losing a lot, that it's like, oh, you came out flat in the first half. Every time you come off the West Coast trip, it's going to be a difficult game. And so if you watch some of our turnovers, they were just uncharacteristic. Not catching the ball, throwing it away, just what you would expect coming off of a 10-day trip. And so I think it just had to settle down. Like I said, it says I'm not worried about what happened in the first half. I would have been more concerned if we didn't do what we did in the second half. And so the way we responded is it's an opportunity for us to build a mindset.
Is it me? No. I was just going to say, Derek White, the difference between the first half and the second half. Did you show him any clips? Did you do anything? Or is that just all
I
him?
just laughed with him. We both agreed it was probably the worst half he's ever played in his career. Which is, but to me, it's like he just kept playing. So kind of laughed about it and didn't change anything, and he went out and played a great second half. So, guys like, him, he has great poise, great stability. That was probably the first time I've ever seen it just not go his way, and I really like how he responded.
Joe, is this one of those games you just kind of want to get out of the way? You just want to move forward? I mean, all the attention.
I love you, Gary.
Yeah, thank you. I love you too, Joe. All the attention on this game. You have basically nothing to gain, everything to lose. And
Why would we have nothing to gain from winning a basketball game? We learned more from that game than we did probably playing the 4 games on the West Coast trip.
Okay.
That's an opportunity to build like a mindset and like toughness. And so like to me, it's like we have everything to gain in this. And you talk about the in-season tournament creating something. How about the level of like stress and pressure and anxiety that you felt in that arena today? Like to me, we gained a ton from tonight's game. And I thought it was an awesome opportunity. And we said that at halftime of like, we have an opportunity to build toughness, to build a mindset,
Were the players at halftime, obviously they were a little disappointed. Were they upset? Did you have to say a lot? Or because it seemed like the defense ratchet up, everything just changed in the third quarter?
No, I mean, I think they got it out of their system. Like I said, if we were playing against any other team, like I think we got out of their system. Like I said, I showed them the paint points. I showed them the layups we gave up. I showed them the second chance points we gave up. And I showed them each coverage that didn't work because we weren't trying hard. And then I said, let's pick one and let's try hard at it. And then I said, we'll just continue to make plays. Thank you, Joe. Thank you.